Now, I know I'm going to get some flack for this, but there are people across the media who I think are stunning performers and presenters. They don't necessarily, Bay objects, they don't necessarily agree with all the views I've got. Why should they? Our views don't cohere, our views don't matter. What we salute is the professionalism and the charisma of the individual doing the work. That's the first point. And there is one person on GB News who has struck me as extraordinarily adept, and that's a fellow called Patrick Christys. Very strange spelling of his name, Christys, Patrick Christys. And he's been cancelled on Twitter. I have no idea why. It makes no sense. The problem, there is speculation that it's because of a tweet he put out about Just Stop Oil, which may well be the case. I'll put that up as the logo for this video. But I don't, whether it is or whether it isn't, in a way doesn't matter. The media. The censorship of the media is getting out of control, and that's partly because the social media is out of control, and people often don't think before they post, and they rely on these AI bots to make a decision for them. Well, since when did a machine make a decision for you that was actually positive? They rely on this cancel and control culture. Is it Elon Musk? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's something he can't control. Maybe it's something he needs to control. But I think simply because you post a comment, I think one has to be very careful about the comments one posts. Humor doesn't translate. And AI bots are not particularly humorous. As I say, I don't agree with a lot of Patrick Christys' comments, and I don't agree with lots of his points of view, but I think he is charismatic, and I think we need a variety of different voices. I would also say from that point of view, I think Dan Wootton is charismatic, and we need to hear his voice. I wish it would be a bit muted sometimes. Nadine Dorries, well, I'm not so engaged by her voice, partly because it doesn't seem to be very cogent. But Nigel Farage, all praise to the man, all praise to him. I agree with almost 20% of what he says, if that. But I could sit and listen to him for days, and I'm sure I'd be very happy to share a cup of tea with him, and I think we'd probably find quite a lot of common ground. We overemphasize something in order to appeal to our audience sometimes, and we sometimes forget that actually we're in the same business. When it comes to mainstream media, there's a blandness which I'm afraid is exhausting, and so I am drawn increasingly to people who I know I will not approve of, but cancelling them is not the way forward. Twitter's got it wrong, but that's not for the first time. I expect by next week, I'm planning to discover TikTok. I say that rather like talking about the Wi-Fi or the Wi-Fi. I really don't understand TikTok, so I'm getting somebody in to explain it to me and to introduce me to TikTok. I don't know whether it's going to be an adventure which is worth writing about, but it seems a platform that would be very silly to ignore.